Glory Voices are an interdenominational, women only, I always emphasize that, women only singing team that comprises 15 ladies with a vision to reach high schools with the gospel of Jesus Christ through music, because we realize that students love music. So anytime we are invited to schools, they sing along, they dance, and we thought, why don't we use our gift of music to reach out to these young people? We minister in churches also, and we are happy to minister in women's meetings when we are invited. Somebody has called me, people have called me many times and said, can you come and sing in a wedding, my daughter's wedding? We are not too keen on that, because that's not our vision. We would be digressing. But if it is a wedding of one of us, then we get to go and we sing. Why ladies only? It is just logistically easier to manage a group of women alone. And can you imagine us going to a school like Nia Girls? You know, this year we were in Nia Girls with a group of men and women, and then getting them where they sleep. It's very difficult because we just sleep on the floor. We just get a place, we are told, go here. We move desks, we sweep, and we clean, and we sleep. So it's so much easier to work with ladies only. That is the only reason we are a women-only singing team. And of course, I didn't want to do a lot of counseling, you know. I can imagine there would be a lot of counseling issues if we had men and women together. So when did we start? About 10 years ago, we got together. I, Tabitha, and Margaret. We met in the women ministry choir right in this church. And we were singing together. And then when I would be invited to sing in a place, I would invite my friend Tabitha to play piano because she's a very good pianist. And then one time when Tabitha is invited to minister in a place, she would call me to sing. And that is how we linked up together, and the Lord knit our hearts together. Then we asked that Maggie joins us because she was also she's very joyful. She brings a lot of joy in the team. And so she joined us. And then we discovered that we are mothers of 2 boys. Each of us had 2 sons. And so we became very, very closely knit together that we never wanted anybody to join if you are not a mother of 2 boys. That was so silly. I always say that was so silly because we realized that the work was a lot, but we were limiting people. We were telling them, unless you're a mother of 2 boys, you can't join us. And then Maggie broke our rule, and she got a daughter. And so there we were. And as they say, as time went by, we realized that ministry is heavy and you need the help of other people. And so we decided to extend and expand the team, and so we got a lot more ladies to join the group. And this has helped us a lot in ministry because we realize that the work is very heavy in the schools that we go to. What have been our achievements so far in the last 10 years? We have ministered to schools in different parts of this country, and we have seen many lives come to the Lord. I'm telling you, don't just sit in your assemblies. There is a lot of work to be done out there. There is a lot of work to be done in schools, and the harvest is waiting. The harvest is waiting. We have ministered in Kenya High School, where we set up a discipleship program. We have ministered in State House Girls, Alliance High School, Kabarak High School, Kapro Peter Girls, Nia Girls, and numerous women's meetings, including a meeting we went to in Rwanda. We just went to Rwanda sometime last year, was it, or the year before? Last year. And it was a great harvest again for us. The Lord has honored us wherever we have gone, and we thank God for that. The second achievement we've had is we've produced 2 CDs, one of which we are launching today. That is a great thing for us, and we thank God for what He's doing. The other thing that I can't stop without telling you is the challenges we face. Because when you see us standing here to sing, probably you think we have no challenges. Women have lots of challenges. And the biggest challenge is that the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. I remember when we started, I am one person that likes lots of women to join the team. And so I asked that as many women come, because I saw there's a lot of work in the schools. And so at one time, I just got like 25 of them. And when the meetings would be called, there would be like 3 or 4 that have come. At exactly 5:30, when the meeting is starting at 5:30, you get an SMS and a lady is telling you, I'm going to make pancakes for my husband. He has just arrived from London. And there are so many excuses that we realize we are not really moving. So we had to set rules in place and do lots of things. And that was one of the big challenge of just having women with you. None of us is a full-time Glory Voices employee. We are all having our own careers and busy ones. Most of us are married except one. And so we have our families, and that is a big demand on our time. That is truly a big challenge. Then we need discipleship materials everywhere that we go in the schools. And that also is a big challenge because a lot of times we have funded ourselves from our pockets, and sometimes we don't even have the money to do it. And a lot of times also we have not been able to go to the schools we are invited to because we just can't afford to go, which makes us feel really bad. And then the other thing, the challenge that we have is the sound equipment. You know, the other day we went to Nia Girls, and they gave us a sound system where if you sang, you all sounded like you have Homer. So somebody would sing, and then somebody says, you're singing off key. Then the other person says, no, it's this mic, you know, and we thought we need our own sound system so that we can go places and just minister to these girls and boys and reach out with efficiency to them. How do we find the ministry? Generally, we find the ministry through our own pockets, our families. I know that a lot of times I've gone to my husband and told him, we are going to Nia on Friday. We need 60,000 shillings. What can you put in? You know, and you're asking, but you're also demanding. And he has no choice but to give a little bit. And we thank God for our families. I think somebody will be appreciating them a little later. But last year when we produced our CD, it has gone a long way in subsidizing the cost, and that has helped us to meet the costs of the ministry. How do you join Glory Voices? Many people have called me and asked me, how do we join your group? We recruit at the beginning of every year. We always say, Glory Voices runs for 1 year. After a year, we break up. Because women are busy with their careers and other things. You don't have to stay on for 1 year and beyond. But if you have time, you can stay on. If you are available, if you are efficient, if you have we do what we call an evaluation. If we evaluate you and we realize that you really have not been keeping your commitments, and we ask you to step aside. But every year we always advertise. I think this year you're going to catch us, or next year you'll catch us on our Facebook, and we'll be able to know when we are recruiting. Then, why Friends of Glory Voices Hymn Festival 2010? They are not, Tabitha is whispering at the back, she's saying they're not Friends of Glory Voice, they're Friends of Florence. It is really my vision. I have always wanted hymns sung. I stand here to lead worship, and a lot of times I have just about 5 minutes to sing one hymn, and maybe we wait another 3 or 4 Sundays and we hear another one hymn. So I keep saying, oh my God, can't we just sing hymns again? And we go to schools and we find these girls and boys don't know any single hymn. But the moment you begin uratete, they all rise up and they jump and they scream. And so we thought, why don't we just start this, and with the purpose of sensitizing the young third generation Pentecostals about the power of hymns, and hopefully get these budding musicians to also write hymns.